And away we go. Welcome to the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk. I am your host, Big Daddy Gonzo, and seated across from me. Hey, look, I even put you on for some strange reason. The cameras have flipped, and we're getting sideways right out of the gate. All right, so hi, I'm Big Daddy Gonzo. That was the Mazz, by the way, which I will dutifully put you back on.
Thank you.
Because for some strange reason, well, I mean, maybe it's because we have 15 people that watch the show, but nobody respects the fact that I'm doing something at 6 o'clock. You know, I feel like a movie caricature of myself. I really do.
We should create names for ourselves in that way.
Well, we do.
Like if you were going to be like a cartoon character, like from years past, like who would you be? Like a cool one. I'm going to throw one at you. One of my favorites was Yosemite Sam. The dude got shot so many times. He shot so many people. Nobody ever died. It was just like fun and laughs, just shooting up the joint. Him and Bugs.
Unfortunately, I would go with more of a Foghorn Leghorn.
Another fan, yes. I say, son.
Pay attention to me, boy, while I'm talking to you. I'm cutting, you ain't bleeding.
Chicken Little.
Everything is just like sideways right now because we did the Sunday Sesh show before this. And I faked. I did not inhale. But, the boys were raising hell and partying, and we were moving stuff around, and it's just plain fucking nuts in here. But we are persevering. We are pushing through, and we are bringing sports to you live from the Gonzo Radio Network studios. Okay, we're pretty official now. So we have a death in the family.
Mr. Bart Starr.
A death in the sports family.
Yes.
But besides the fact that it's Memorial Day, but an unfortunate memorial is that the Packer great, the NFL great, Bart Starr has passed away at the age of 85.
Yeah.
85. God bless.
Lived a good life.
We should all be so old.
Yeah, he obviously one of the Packer legends. When you talk about old school Packers and where their success were in the 60s and such.
Field General.
He's the first name, obviously. So,
Field General.
Yeah. Some people don't realize he had 5 total championships. Besides just the 2 Super Bowl wins, 1 and 2, he had 5 total NFL championships. That was when the merger a little prior to the merger took place, obviously, in the early 60s. Another fun stat. Now, again, what I don't like to do is you see a lot of people compare players. We've talked about this before from generations, and is Bart Starr better than Tom Brady and all this other crap? We don't do that. What I like to do is just talk about the players and what they did compared to the players of their generation. So quickly, here are some of his numbers. Obviously, 5 championships, like we said. At the time of retirement, he had the highest completion percentage of any NFL quarterback at just over 57%. So obviously,
which was impressive back then.
Back then, of course, because the game was much different back then. So in today's game, that's like Cam Newton is at 57%. And people are screaming he should be at 66 or 67%. But anyway, that's all relative. So led the league in passing completion percentage. Also led the league 5 times in passer rating. And currently owns, still to this day, the highest passer rating in postseason history. At, I believe, just over 104.8 was the number, and he's 9-1 in the postseason. So pretty impressive numbers for a quarterback of that time frame.
Keep talking. I'm telling you, man, there's a ghost in the machine. I'm going to see if. Wow. No, you are the star of the show right now, bro.
All right, I am the star.
You are the star.
Where are you? Can I help find you?
My camera is gone. I don't know. Let's hope it isn't gone forever. But
I got to be honest. I mean, if we took a vote, maybe more people would rather look at my face than yours. I mean, not that you're not better looking than I am. It's just that you've been around for so long.
You cut me deep, man.
They want new blood. So maybe this is what it's about.
And you know what? You cut me so bad. I'm gonna take risks. I'm gonna pull a plug. I hope it's your camera.
Please don't pull my camera.
I'm pulling your camera.
All right. So again, a little Bart Starr. I mean, he's dead. 85 years old. Lived a great life. He's gone.
Years old.
See you, buddy.
Great stretch.
Now, listen. I want to be a realist too. Bart Starr hasn't entered my mind in the last 5 years. I mean, other than in circles, if we're talking about the Packers and the greats. So, yes,
Sure.
you pay homage to the greats when they come and go. But you know what I don't like to see? In fakeness in sports. And people out there and, oh, we're going to miss him and all this other stuff. Yeah, his family and stuff like that, guys in the organization. But I'm reading all these posts on Facebook, rest in peace, Bart Starr. Oh, this and that. Enough. I mean, pay homage to the guy, recognize his greatness, and let's just hope he rests in peace. Godspeed.
Right?
Yeah.
I just hope this goddamn camera's got a reset button.
Are you back?
Oh, no,
It's
not
still
at
me.
all.
It's still me. Okay.
It's still you.
All right.
It's still you. I will make you do the whole fucking show by yourself.
I got the whole show by myself.
Oh my God, the ego on you.
Can I hear you?
I will go into the break and try to find. Where's my camera?
At least we got sound. Can they hear you?
And I'm registering.
All right. Well, that's okay. That's all that matters. So
It's
again,
all like it's I got a face for radio.
sometimes greatness just needs to be heard. It doesn't need to be seen.
Oh my God! Don't kiss my ass during a disaster.
All right. Let's talk a little NBA. Got a finals coming up. Golden State, Toronto. Nobody really expected to see the Raptors in the finals. I mean, as the finals, as the NBA playoffs went on, they looked like the better team in each of the series. But certainly, even halfway through the season, everybody was figuring Toronto would do their normal playoff collapse. Not the case.
No, not at all.
Not the case. Kawhi has really showed up and played well. You know what's interesting about them is I'm sure a lot of people haven't or won't give them a chance in the series. I don't know. I think Toronto's going to bring it. I mean, I think besides with obviously the experience that Kawhi can bring, Danny Green over there too. He's another guy that was with him at the Spurs and has the championship rings and the talent and the pedigree. He's not much of a stat stuffer, but he's still getting 30-plus minutes a game, so he's doing something out there. His plus-minus is really good. He's an on-ball defender, and it's going to be interesting to see how it works out. What I think is interesting, what I think the matchup is going to be, is clearly Kawhi Leonard is the best defender on the floor. So who is he going to match up with?
But he's always been a great defender, even when he was at San Antonio.
No question. But who is he going to match up with? Losing Durant, I think, obviously was a big blow, but it will be a bigger blow in the finals here because that's another scoring option for them. Yeah, you saw Golden State run through the league and obviously run through the playoffs now and smack people around. But the difference is now is you got some guys that can play defense on Toronto's side. And let's assume Kawhi locks down Clay.
I'm back.
Hey,
Pass,
welcome
we'll
back.
take that.
Let's assume Kawhi locks down Clay, okay? Your only other really scoring option on the team amongst the starters is Curry. Draymond's he's not a scorer. I mean, he can hit a three once in a while, but they facilitate through Draymond, but he's not going to put up 20 points a night. He may never even get to 15. So it's going to be interesting to see defensively who Kawhi is on, who Danny Green is on, and then certainly when some of the bigs come off the bench like Serge Ibaka. It's going to be, I think, a lot closer series than people think. So I haven't seen the opening lines. Have you seen anything like that at all to this point?
Not yet, no.
Yeah. Would you assume it to be what, maybe 6 or 7 in the opening game at least, just to get a feel for how things are going to shake out?
Well, my feeling would be that it's, first of all, and my camera's back, but it's like a totally other opposite end. Really, my gut feeling is it's going to be a 5-game series.
Really?
5 games.
I think
that's my gut.
Okay.
And I mean, and take it from a fat guy. It's going to be a 5-game series with or without Durant, with or without Boogie.
Durant's out. There's no question.
I think they're both going to go to the needle at least before before the 4th game falls.
There was some early talk last week about maybe Cousins preparing. He's been rehabbing to come back, but it doesn't look like he's going to make it. Durant's never playing another game in that uniform again. That's
really,
my
you think
opinion.
he's done?
100%. But that's for another time. We still got a little bit of interesting stuff I want to bring about Toronto. Here's an interesting fact about Toronto. Did you know the first NBA basketball game was played in the city of Toronto? 1946. It was between the New York Knickerbockers and the Toronto something or other affiliate team. They weren't even a professional team at that point. But the Knicks pulled out a 2-point victory, and it was in front of about 5,000 fans. And interesting that the first NBA game, I didn't know that until today. I was doing some research on history of Toronto basketball. And that pulled up as being the first game, 73 years ago, 1946. So interesting. So
It's an interesting game.
yeah, I mean, again, it's obviously been around a while and fairly successful, I would say, based upon the ratings and the billions of dollars the league makes and the players and such.
Well, and a fast rise, too. I mean, you take a look from, what was it, 73 years ago till now? Look how far the NFL has come in 130 years. Football, the sport of football.
Yeah, well,
in 130 years.
Yeah, but you know what it is? The television
To
contracts
its
in the
modern
last
form, if you will.
in the last 25 years, the television contracts primarily, I feel, are the reasons why obviously these sports leagues are doing so well. I mean, they're multi-billion-dollar contracts for many, many years. And obviously all the advertisements and all the exemplary monies they get from all these different things that they generate their income from, I mean, that's why. Basketball, same way. So TV does wonders. Media does wonders, huh?
Well, yeah, sports as an entertainment form has reached, I think, societal apex. How about that? Huh?
Yeah, interesting.
Lucrative form of entertainment.
Yeah.
You know.
Back to the series. The Warriors off for 10 days. Once it finally starts, they'll be rested. The one concern I do have about Toronto is Kawhi, and I've mentioned it before. Under Pop's system, they were 34, 35 minutes max a night, getting nights off during the season. These boys,
he's got that team on his back.
These boys have been playing 40 minutes a night. I know they're all tired right now, but this is it. I mean, this is what I saw.
More than just one other guy to step up. He's more than one other guy.
Yeah, Lowry's got to be a scorer in this series. If you remember, I mentioned this kid Norman Powell, who came off the bench last time. In that game 5, I thought it was, he put up 20. So he's a key player off the bench. They've got to get contributions across the board, and they've got to play good defense. So I don't think these games are going to be up and down the court as much. I think you're going to see totals somewhere around like maybe the low 2 teens, 210, 211, 212. And implied totals will be as such based upon the lines.
You're almost insinuating a betting scoring line. Would you be?
It's just now again I haven't seen any of the lines. I'm just guessing, but I'm guessing opening line game 1 maybe 7 points, and total somewhere around maybe 212 to 214, somewhere in that range. So, which would put Golden
5
State.
Games.
I don't know. I'm going at least 6 in the series, and I'm giving Toronto a 25% chance to win. How about that? For whatever it's worth.
So what you're saying is Toronto will win the 2 games in Toronto.
I don't know. I'm not saying. Interesting enough, they played twice during the season. It was back before December, so it really isn't a lot of comparisons or credence to this. Toronto beat them twice. Now, the first game, I think Durant went crazy, scored 40-plus, but Toronto still won the game. And then the second meeting, Kawhi missed the game, and Toronto still won by 20. But on the other side, I think at that point Curry was out, Green was out. It was one of those early season games around the holidays.
Somebody was sitting because of a back-to-back.
They had a hangnail in some case, and
Rest.
They tripped in morning shoot-around, and they didn't want to come out for the game time. So it happens. It's the NBA. It's today's NBA. So
my butt itches.
But Toronto, I think, is going to give them a series, and it's not going to be a walk in the park for them by any stretch. Golden State, and I even though I don't predict Golden State to lose the series, I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk. And if I was betting the series game by game, I'd be very careful in terms of the sides you pick. I would definitely be looking for Toronto sides, Toronto props, because the popular side is going to be Golden State. Nobody in their right mind is going to give Toronto a chance.
I am all over the Kool-Aid for Golden State.
Yeah.
It's Kool-Aid, num Kool-Aid, Golden State.
They've been there 5 in a row. It's just their 5th in a row. So 12 overall, I think, or 11 overall they've been. This is their 5th in a row. So
yeah, the NBA is cyclical.
Yeah,
it's cyclical as per the coach system player combination. Once you get that coach with the system that fits the players, that has them playing at an optimal level, then you can go bananas.
Yeah.
You just can. I mean, just ask Pat Riley.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that simple. I mean, if you go back to Rudy Tomjanovich, okay, Houston didn't do anything until Rudy Tomjanovich became their head coach. And then they spent the next, 7 years, 8 years in the conference finals and finals?
Well, I mean, the NBA is a player-driven league, and they did land a few at that time. So they had
Miami Heat?
Yeah, well, they had the big 3. So
big 3.5, 4.
Listen,
I mean,
the system, the culture has to be in place. And you can go through the organizations in the last several years that have been sound. Miami, Obviously, Golden State, the example they're setting. These organizations do it the right way.
San Antonio.
I mean, there's no better example than their domination over a 15-year span. But again, these are the organizations that you would expect to be there because you know the ownership is sound, you know the coaching is sound, you know player development is sound. The players they're playing about are solid character guys for the most part, and it breeds success, and that's the reason why they have all the titles.
Well, if you're going to make it that damn easy, well, then what the hell else do we have to talk about? Are you monitoring the chat room, or should I monitor the chat room?
I'm on. I got 2 watching right now.
Two,
actually. Yeah,
two, and then one of them's probably Pete, right?
I'm not sure. I don't have a name.
Let me see. I'll look.
Then again, it could be
I
me
can
watching.
look too. Again.
Yeah. All right. We got some chatting.
There's some who's chatting? Who
No,
wants
me.
to know something?
Me. I got stuff to say.
Oh, you want to say stuff?
I got a little discussion for the rant for.
But that's
when we get
the
back.
walk-off, and
For
that's
when we
after
get
the
back.
break.
I know. I'm just saying. I want to mention.
right,
I want people to hang around. The people
They
that
will.
Are, all right.
They will. They have no choice. I mean, it's not like I give choices around here or anything. You know what I mean? So, okay, then we will take ourselves a break. Wow. He's telling me what to do now.
I did take I threw a little tease out there earlier on Facebook about what the rant was about. And, I'm sure you guys watched the finals, didn't you? I'm sure most of you, I'm sure you watched it. But
yeah, but okay.
Yeah,
Hold him back. Hold him back.
Teaser.
No teaser. No, you mean spoiler.
Spoiler, that too.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. All right, we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with the walk-off right after this. Ha! Fooled you there, huh? Wow. It's been a Ghost in the Machine episode. Those do happen when you're on the wild ride of podcasting, especially on YouTube, and especially when I have a T line. I would love to have a T line. A T line would be great. We could do like all of this and search and stream videos and download stuff and go crazy and do like multiple go lives, and my bandwidth would be nothing. There'd be no use to it.
How do we get there?
How do we get there? That shit's expensive, man.
Okay. All right. Well, we're on our way.
Well, hey, listen.
Wait till football season.
We're in a studio with an office. I don't even care what kind of, if it's an office the size of a broom closet, then we'll definitely have some very high-speed internet. Well, you're just coiled up and ready to go, aren't you?
I'm a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to paint you as angry, but you are you've got a beef. You got a legit beef here.
Concerned
really
a little
do.
bit, sure. I mean, obviously, what we do here in the rant is to point out things that I think may need a little bit of fixing, a little adjustment, a little attention.
Well, wait. First of all, it's not a rant. It's the walk-off because you're going to lay it down and then, throw your hands up and walk off.
Today, I want to talk about replay. And you can be on either side of the fence. It really doesn't matter.
Replay for the NBA.
For anything. And NBA, certainly, this is what my start is. My example is going to be
the NBA.
What happened in the NBA in the last game between Toronto and Milwaukee in that final game. That last, I don't know, maybe 45 seconds of play felt like and probably was about 25 minutes of airtime.
An eternity.
Between the replays, the extended replays, going to the booth, going to the TV monitors, cuddling up on the sidelines. I understand about the importance of getting the call.
Did you say cuddling up or huddling up?
To me, it depends on the angle. There could have been some cuddling, too.
It looks like a cuddle.
There's a reason why those stripes are vertical. So that's all I'm going to say. But my point is this, is
that's rough.
Replay itself, I'm guessing in its inception across the sports genres of all the different sports that have replay in it, was to try and get the calls right. Okay, I get it. But that's what referees are for. That's what umpires are for. That's what field judges are for. That's what the sideline judges for. Christ, the NFL has how many referees on the field at one time? 10, 9, 11, what the hell it is, plus the guys up in the booth.
And it's still too fast for them.
Listen, make those guys better. Don't take away from the purity of the game. Now, again, like I mentioned earlier, people are on both sides. They want the game called exactly right, especially when it happens to be that your team is on the short end of a call. I get that. But you know what happens in sports? If you watch enough of it, it happens to all the teams. Every team gets a bad call.
I want robots and lasers and
cameras.
Every
team gets a lucky call. Every team gets a bad break. Every team gets a good break. This is what sports are.
Yeah, but I don't want the president of a fucking insurance company on the time. The thing that he does besides being an NFL referee, I don't want Dave from Allstate being the guy that decides my team wins or loses.
That's a different argument.
Can't see shit at the right
That's
speed.
a different argument. And baseball umpires are full-time employees. The
yes,
NFL,
and they're pretty good.
The NFL is not so much full-time employees, but yet I think they're changing that over the next year or two, and the unions are getting together. They're going to get that right.
Exactly what's happening.
But again, there's too much pressure being put on these referees and judges and such that are making the calls in these games because they know that they're being watched. And they're not just being watched by the fans, the criticism, the coaches, the screaming, the yelling, the stuff they deal with on a day-by-day basis in the game itself. But every call they make gets reviewed. Every single one.
Sure.
Now, these guys are not perfect, okay? They're humans. Doctors, lawyers, no other professions, I think, and sometimes have the microscopes put on them like these guys do.
Well, listen, it's a tough job, okay?
Pay them more.
It's like being a cop.
Train them more.
Right. You think a guy like Ed Hockley would just walk away from the game? He walked away from the game. He was in better shape than you and me put together.
Grade these guys accordingly. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be checked based on job performance. Everybody should. But what replay is doing is it's taking time away from the game. The games are...
It's also a crutch.
Well, the complaint, not my complaint, but some complaints are the games take too long. If they're taking too long, then why are you spending 10 minutes every game on replay? Make the call official. Make it on the spot. Maybe have as such in basketball now like they do in the other sports in baseball, for instance, where you get a number of replays. If a coach sees something he doesn't like.
Right, you can limit the challenges.
It's just the
NFL limits challenges.
Every single call in the NBA, it's like go to the sidelines, go to the booth, go check the monitors, go look at here, get in a huddle. Why? What they should do is they should have the 24-second clock run out, finish, all get together, go to the sidelines, get together in a cuddle huddle, and decide what the outcome of the play was. Does that make any freaking sense?
A little bit of butt cupping while you're at it.
Let them play. Let them play the
light
game.
Light palming of the buttocks, just maybe a little hook, a little. No.
This is for your tomorrow show, the cuddling and all that stuff. So my point is that please let these guys do their jobs. If they're not doing their jobs, get somebody else. If those guys aren't doing their jobs, get somebody else. Pay them more, train them harder, whatever you got to do. Just
I hate to be an ageist, but make them younger, faster, stronger. Okay, instead of having guys in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Get some guys in their 20s and 30s
maybe
that can, run a 4.8 40 to keep up.
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't think I can run a 4.8 40 even in my fastest time. But
you get seriously, you get athletic athletically trained and athletically inclined referees, officials.
Yeah.
And you will see, especially a physical game like the NFL, you'll see, a drop in challenges because they'll catch everything.
I don't have any data to support that the referees across the sports are out of shape. I can't imagine a heavy-set NBA ref with the amount of running they do. I know in football,
you never see a fat NBA ref.
No, and in terms of football,
you don't see fat refs. I'm not saying you see fat refs, and I hate to be an ageist, but you're starting to see some of these guys that are getting up into their mid to late 50s.
Okay, I agree with that.
And not everybody can be Ed Hockley.
Then they should. That's one of the criteria that they should be graded on, and I'm okay with that. I mean, if a guy can't, listen, if I'm at a gym and I'm a personal trainer, I'm not going to go to the guy that's 4'8", 275 pounds. It just doesn't look right. Okay, whether he's the best trainer on the planet or not doesn't matter. It's optics, it's what you're looking for, and certainly you want performance. So if you have a guy that's out there that can do that job, can cover all the parameters that he needs to do to perform his job, then he should be out there, regardless of the age, 50, 40, 30, but certainly should be part of the criteria. It's a physical job. Running up and down the field is a physical job.
Listen, I know you can't put gradient standards on. In other words, you can't tell any given referee that, okay, you have a certain number of calls that if they are challenged, then you come up for a review as to whether or not you're able to do your friggin' job. Okay, you really can't give them a limited gradient like that, because you will have some referees, once you get down to it, in the course of a 16-game regular season, and they have X number of challenged calls that were overturned.
Certainly.
Okay, then you've got to take a look at that guy or that woman or man. By the way, I strongly support women. Women have great hand-eye coordination, and they have great ability to spot movement. Okay, and to break down movement. That's not sexist. It's a wonderful thing for ladies. I say give me more female referees.
There has to be a
in
demand.
every sport.
Yeah.
Okay, in every sport, especially a sport that really doesn't involve a whole lot of contact where they've got to get in the middle of things. Okay, because we're really not seeing basketball fights anymore. Everybody's a millionaire. Nobody wants to get hurt.
Yeah, game checks are expensive these
right?
days.
Exactly. Oh yeah. You find 2 game checks. Like
especially in the NFL, where you're just playing 16 games. Think about it. Each game. Some of these guys could be a $500,000 game check they could lose.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
They want nothing to do with it anymore.
It's a big deal. But okay, it makes sense. Women, men, kids. I don't care who it is. Just grade
younger,
them,
faster, stronger.
have them perform their jobs, put them in a position to be successful, so that we're not so dependent upon the relay. Because you know what? Guess what? This is true too. Replay is not even 100% as it is. So until somebody can show me data where there is a total discrepancy in accuracy between a game and its calls and how many calls are needed for a particular game, whatever the sport may be, and how many times actual calls need to be overturned. You only see maybe 1 or 2 per game at best.
Right.
Do you want to get to 3 or 4? How many can you really think you can overturn? How many blocking calls get missed? How many? There's just so many ways.
All right, you want to open this can of worms now. I call it a can of worms only by virtue of the fact that you are Mr. DFS.
Yes.
And you are even Mr. Long Fantasy.
Yes.
Long fantasy season. And you're also a handicapper.
Yes.
Which I am also I'm a recreational gambler. I don't waste my money. I don't lose a lot. But I believe that the reason why the scrutiny the volume has turned way up on the scrutiny is because there's more methods of gambling, and the outcome of these games and the outcome of the individual players.
Yeah, more people are getting butthurt.
More people are getting butthurt because more people are losing money.
Yeah.
Even if it's minuscule, you're in a $5 tournament, but the call was overturned, which means that the touchdown that your guy got
changes the whole
fucking dynamic. You lost your game, you lost your DFS, you lost in your regular full season league.
Wait until legalized sports gambling becomes more prevalent in the United States.
Oh my God!
When 45 states in this union have legalized gambling, you're going to have people jumping off bridges because they overturned the call that the guy never crossed the end zone.
My camera froze again. Fuck.
So, in any case,
I am in camera hell, dude.
I'm all in favor of the replay of getting the games right, but be a little bit more selective. Let the referees do their job. Put them in positions so that they can do their job, and whatever that may be. Pay them more, train them more, make them full-time, give them benefits. I don't know, something. But make it work. So, that's all I got.
That's all you got. And you know what? I'm not even going to go so far as to fix the situation. Tell the nice people where they can find you on the internets.
I am at Twitter feed MLB Joy Us. Also Instagram, same handle.
Okay, and then of course the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk. You can catch the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk on Instagram. That's at Gonzo Radio Sports Desk. You can catch the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk on Facebook, which would be the group and the fan page. Please like the fan page.
Yes,
because we drop most of the information there first. Because if you like the fan page, that means it'll come up on your feed, on your alerts, and then we want to see you. And I'm looking at a camera that isn't even fucking working.
You're looking at me, actually, but real quick.
Now I'm looking at you. But
we have to pop this every time.
Oh, what?
Fantasy Sports Football Show coming soon. Get ready.
Very soon.
Probably about a month out, where we're going to have season-long talk, DFS talk,
right,
gambling talk, everything NFL. You're going to want to catch it. For sure, because I'm going to put out some good info. This is not just going to be talk. It's going to be info you could use to increase your pocket size.
Well, and this will be a show that we will probably make in the neighborhood of an hour long.
Whatever it is. Whatever the content needs.
To be.
Yeah. I've got lots of fantasy content and lots of angle content for the sports gambling side. And I'm going to go on record as being really good when it counts. So
we'll have to tell the pothead hippie comics that come on before us that they have to do their show another day, or maybe we'll do our show at noon before they get here.
Whatever it is.
Smell up the joint.
Whatever it is. So, all right, that's it. That's all I got.
That's all you
got?
Coming
soon, people. Coming soon.
All right. Well, thank the nice people for watching the show.
Thanks, nice people, for watching the show.
And I swear to God, I'll get the camera working next time. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching, and we will be back with both cameras working next week.
Peace out.
Here on the Gonzo Radio Sports Desk on the Gonzo Radio Network. Oh, yeah, don't forget the Gonzo Radio Show tomorrow night. Make sure you watch that, 8 o'clock, streaming live. Hopefully, or I'll have to go buy another camera or some shit. Bye.